I got scammed after investing in a fake crypto investment scheme promoted by an influencer I follow. Can I pursue legal action against him? Well, yes. I mean, scam is a scam. A scam in the UAE is a criminal offense, and it doesn't really matter who scams you. But if you've been scammed, then that's a criminal and actionable offense that you can report and should report to the police. And then the police will take this forward. Obviously, these days when we talk about influencers, it's not necessarily the case that influencer potentially may fall under the jurisdiction of the local authorities. So in this particular case, if you're talking about an influencer who is based outside of the UAE, that makes it a little obviously difficult for the police to pursue somebody who is not under their jurisdiction. But if they are based in the UAE, so that would be your first step. Now, separately, you can also file a case against if you have a criminal judgment, a criminal verdict against the influencer. That's under the assumption that the influencer is based here. And you can use the criminal verdict then and file a civil case for compensation of damages, because through the criminal case you can only basically have the person be punished, but not reimbursed or compensated in terms of your financial loss. So to pursue that, you need to file a civil case, and obviously, if you have a criminal verdict against the influencer sort of in your favor, then that makes your civil case that much easier, and then seeking compensation on the basis of already proven guilt is much faster and much more efficient. So that's kind of your ideal route, but that's again all under the assumption that influencer is based here. If the influencer is not based here, then it's a little more difficult, because whether you file a criminal case or a civil case, you still need to be able to do something with this judgment. So even if you have a civil judgment, unless you know that this influencer every so often comes into the UAE, then it may be a futile exercise if you don't think you'll be able to ever enforce this judgment. Although I have to tell you, these days, especially if we're talking about influencer and crypto, most people, most influencers and most crypto people would love to come, or would love the chance of coming to the UAE. So sooner or later, that person might actually touch the airport of the UAE, and if you do have a civil judgment against them and they have not paid that judgment, then you can also seek travel ban and arrest warrant, but travel ban in particular. So when they do touch the airport, for example, even if they're just passing through, you will be able then to get them stopped, and at that point, that would be your leverage to get them compensate you. So that's, these are kind of the legal routes. Now, recently, there's the UAE Media Council launched or introduced a new service, which may also be helpful, perhaps not so much to you at present, but for the future, and that's called a Amen service, and that's to report illegal content, illegal or damaging content, in particular that from any kind of social media platform. So this is not necessarily something that will bring money back to you, but it's a fairly easy service and an easy way to report this kind of illegal and ultimately dangerous content, and that's not for the benefit of the UAE. Through this platform. So whatever it is you do, I do recommend that you try out and report this influencer or whoever else that provides potentially false advice. And this is exactly why the UAE Media Council actually introduced this service, is to allow people like yourself to be able to at least, in the very least, report this kind of, false or fake content, and hopefully protect other people.